We have to choose one goal from SDG, and from that we have to choose one sub-goal. We also have to explain the efforts to achieve this SDG. By 2030, the target is to achieve universal and equitable access to safe and affordable water and sanitation. Other than that, increasing water efficiency and growing water demands from various sectors and users. In Malaysia, water crisis has become a sequence in the last decade. So these are the few efforts to achieve this SDG. By the government has allocated for the formation of wetlands and lake system. Also, they have done a drainage master plan which has been held to preserve the urban ecological values within the wetlands and the lake area. As for our society, we can change public attitude, behavior and expectations. We have to educate people to develop an ecological conscience. Besides that, people must know that they should not use any products that are harmful to the environment. Next, among ourselves, we have to turn used cooking oil into soap or candles or even biodiesel. Turning a cooking oil into soap or candles or even biodiesel and not pouring it into the drainage can actually save the environment in a great way. That is all from me. Thank you.
So, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and hi guys. So today I'm going to share with you guys about our assignments, which is structural engineering and how to do the calculation about a particular building. So basically, as we know that structural engineering deals with the designs, construction and maintenance of the physical and also naturally built environment, including works like roads, bridge, canals, dam and building. For example, the structures can be divided by two, which is building structures such as houses, skyscraper or anything that for continuous human occupation. Second, non-building structures such as bridge, tunnel, dam and so on. So the function of structure of building is actually to support and transmit the building loads and force to the ground. There are several forces that acting on the building, which is firstly force induced by gravity, which is consist of two types of load, which is the first load is dead loads and the second load is life. Okay, let's move to the next objective, which is how to calculate the building. We choose M48 as our reference to the calculation. We begin noting the position of each component of the building and sketch the layout. We measure the height, width, length of the beam and column. As we know, beam is a structure of element that carries the loads, is supplied perpendicular to its length. It is basically in horizontal form. And for column, it is horizontal structure element that carries in axial force in compression. After measure all of that, we can calculate the volume and convert it to the mass by multiplying with density. The value of the density is obtained based on our approximation of its material. After getting the mass, we multiply the mass with gravity to obtain the weight. The total weight is calculated by adding all the components of the building, starting from the roof all the way down to the slab of the building.
Alright, for the second assignment, we have to write an essay about 5 methods to strengthen the layers of soil that is not more than 500 words. Okay, a good road is made of several layers and the bottommost layers are made of soil. There are many ways to strengthen these layers using several methods. First, soil can be improved by draining the soil. The bearing capacity and shear strength will decrease when the presence of water content in soil increase. In case of sandy soil, the bearing capacity may decrease as much as 50% due to the existence of water content. Common drainage methods are well point systems, deep well drainage, vacuum dewatering system, dewatering by electro-osmosis and others. Second method is surface compaction, which will increase density and shear strength of the soil. Soil compaction is a process whereby the pressure applied to the soil causes the tightening when the air is transferred from the pores among the soil granules. When stress is imposed, resulting in an extraction of water moved from the soil granule, then the soil consolidation, not compaction, has occurred. The soil will not be affected because it can absorb rain, then erosion will not occur. Okay, the third one, grouting, which is one of the most expensive methods where some kind of stabilizing agent inserted into the soil mass under pressure. The pressure forces the agent in the soil voids in a limited space around the injection tube. The agent reacts with the soil and itself to form a stable mass. The most common grout is an a mixture of cement and water with or without sand. Alright, for the fourth method, chemical stabilization that has been widely used in the form of lime, cement, fly ash and combination. Chemical stabilization decreases the permeability of the soils, improves the shear strength, increase the bearing capacity, decrease the settlement and expedite construction. Lastly, vibration method. This method can be effectively used for rapid densification of saturated non-cohesive soil, such as sand and gravels. Vibrations and shock waves in loose deposits of such materials cause liquefaction followed by densification accompanying the dissipation of excess pore water, and there are many other ways to improve the strength of these layers, like fly ash, and all of them are very useful. That is all from me, thank you.
Next, for water resources engineering, we have done our assignment for coastal erosion and its mitigation.
The picture shows the flow of river and the annual flood carries the sediment to the river mouth and cause formation of sandbar which block the passage of boat. For this problem, the solution is dredge channel in the river mouth. The next problem is strong northeast monsoon wave cause the moving of sand along the beach and result the erosion, so the land loss. For this problem, the solution is reclaim land and build revetment. This figure shows the red arrow represent erosion while the green arrow represent deposition. These are the site of dredge channel and the land reclamation and construction of revetment.
The figure shows dredge channel layout. Dredges dredge the channel at the river mouth. This is design specifications. This figure shows the revetment layout. At the aeration part of coastal, the part where reclaimed with sand is covered by the geotextile followed by the smaller stone as underlayer. Second, the rock armor is put on the geotextile. Sand from the dredge channel is transferred to the aeration part of coastal for reclamation. Formula of volume for 1 square grid: area over total number of edge multiplied by sum of height of each edge. Lastly, total up the volume of the shape.
Hi guys, so we're going to start with structural engineering. Structural engineering is a part of civil engineering in which structural engineers are educated to create the bones and muscles that create the form and shape of man-made structures. Structural engineering applies math and physics to traditional materials such as stone, steel, glass, and etc. It also includes innovative and improved materials such as aluminium, polymer, and carbon fiber. Structural engineers need to understand and calculate the stability, strength, and rigidity of built structures for buildings and non-building structures. The structural designs are integrated with those of other designers such as architects and building services engineers, and often supervise the construction of projects by contractors on site. They can also be involved in the design of machinery, medical equipment, and vehicles where structural integrity affects functioning and safety. Structural engineering theory is based upon applied physical laws and empirical knowledge of the structural performance of different materials and geometries. Its design uses a number of relatively simple structural elements to build complex structural systems. Structural engineers are responsible for making creative and efficient use of fun structural elements and materials to achieve these goals. Thank you.
Hi guys.
Hi.
So today we are going to be talking about water resources engineering and also environmental engineering.
So, for water resource engineering, basically water resources engineering generally deals with the provision of water for human use and the development of techniques for the prevention of destruction from floods. Water resources engineering also includes the planning and management of facilities that are constructed for these tasks, like making canals for irrigation and sewer for drainage, and to avoid waterlogging and all other issues related with the usage and control of water.
Okay, for environmental engineering, can be also described as a branch of applied science and technology that addresses the issues of energy preservation, protection of assets and control of waste human and animal activities. Furthermore, it is concerned with finding plausible solutions in the field of public health such as waterborne diseases, implementing laws which promotes adequate sanitation in urban, rural and recreational areas. It involves wastewater management, air pollution control, recycling, waste disposal, environmental engineering law. Environmental engineers study the effect of technological advances on the environment. To do so, they conduct studies on hazardous waste management, to evaluate the significance of such hazards, advise on treatment and containment, and develop regulations to prevent mishaps. Thank you.
Next is transportation engineering. Transportation engineering or transport engineering is the application of technology and scientific operation and management of facilities for any mode of transportation in order to provide for the safe, efficient, rapid, comfortable, convenient, economical and environmentally compatible movement of people and goods in transport. From what we learned in the class, there are 7 divisions which are air, water, land, cable, pipe, satellite and gravity tunnel. For example, in land we have road. There are several layers in road, such as soil subgrade, sub-base course, base course and surface course. That's all. Thank you.
So now we are going to explain about geotechnical and transportation engineering. Geotechnical engineering is the branch of civil engineering concerns with the behavior of Earth's materials. Now, geotechnical engineering is important in civil engineering, but also has applications in military, mining, petroleum, and others engineering disciplines that are concerned with constructions occurring on the surface or within the ground. Geotechnical engineering uses principles of soil mechanics and rock mechanics to investigate subsurface conditions and materials, evaluate stability of natural slopes and man-made soil deposits. Site investigations are needed to gain an understanding of the area in or on which the engineering will take place. Investigation can include the assessment of the risk to humans, property and environment from natural hazards such as earthquakes, landslides and rockfalls. Thank you.
Finally, we have reached the end of the video. Before we end this video, how do we relate these 4 assignments: hydrology, geotechnical, environmental, and structural? For example, a building that we want to build is a shopping mall on a coastal area. So let's start with structural.
So for the structural, first thing first, the structure of the building is the one of the most important thing to take into account. The calculation for every section of the building to be accurate and well calculated. It is to ensure that the building is safe to use and doesn't collapse when it is open for the public area.
As for geotechnique, after we have done the necessary calculation for the building, we need to consider the quality and condition of the soil before we start the construction of our building. The soil should be suitable for our building structure so that it is easier and safer for the public, both in the short and long run.
Next, after we have done all the research about the soils at the site, we should take into account of the environmental factor of our building. It is necessary for our building to be nature friendly and doesn't pollute the environment, not disrupting or destroying the environment of this.
For hydrology, after we have run the lab test for the soil on that land and it is decided the soil is compatible, we need to take in consideration of the behavior of soil when it is in water. The problem that we will face when we start the construction or situation, including before we start the construction and after the building has been built.
That is all the explanation for the 4 assignments. Thank you.